This week on Wisconsin Foodie.
You didn't mean to get into the sunflower business when you and your brother just planted about an acre of potatoes to see if you kind of thought farming would be a thing, right?
Well, you can see here as the pollen falls off, as these kind of mature a little more, these will dry down for another 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm digging is that everything is pesticide-free.
Yep, that's correct.
350 acres. That is rock and roll in the Driftless region of Wisconsin.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So these first Thursday dinners, they're all ethnic themed because that's what a small town lacks is ethnic food, I think. So this time we're doing Portuguese food, and I've never been to Portugal, but I really, really, really want to go. I would have all these giant parties in college when I was supposed to be studying, and instead I'd be putting on 10-course Ethiopian meals, and everyone had to sit on the floor and eat with their hands. So my architecture degree just didn't really go anywhere. High five!
Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Those fields of sunflowers tell me that I'm getting close to Driftless Organics, where I'm going to meet Josh Engel, who's one of the 3 farmers that run it. Got this great CSA, make this incredible sunflower oil, and they're part of the beauty of these rolling hills that is the Driftless. Look at all this lush land with beautiful things growing out of it.
Yeah, well, we're trying to grow some stuff here.
You got a couple of vegetables and your CSA, and there's trucks over there with your name on it, and you're in business.
Yeah, we're here, we're farming full time and just going for it.
How long are your days this time of year?
Oh, probably about 10 hours, 10,
Oh,
12 hours.
that's easy, especially in farm life.
This is our packing shed. All the produce comes in and out of this shed. Basically, it runs year-round, roots all winter, and fresh produce all summer. We're just getting done with a CSA pack. We packed about 240 boxes this afternoon that will be destined for Viroqua, La Crosse, and the Twin Cities.
So this is the epicenter of your CSA?
Yep.
Right here, this room?
Yep. This is, CSA is about half our gig on this farm, and so every Wednesday afternoon we're packing boxes, and every Friday afternoon we're packing boxes.
So if I'm looking for you midweek or end of the week, I can find you here?
Yep.
What are you guys looking for? Well, we're just trying to get like a nice variety of colors, I guess. This is my first day, so.
I think the younger folks would bring a new energy to it, a new passion to learn how to farm sustainably, to learn how to do something a little different that's maybe not the conventional way of farming. And for me personally, it's just a good, honest work that at the end of the day I'm tired, I feel good about what I'm doing. I have a clean conscience about the fact that I'm farming in a way that's really trying to help sustain the resources that we have available to us. Makes me feel like I'm being responsible.
So I'm snitching these tomatoes off of their vines, which I probably shouldn't be doing, but the good news is I don't have to fear about being poisoned by pesticides because it's organic.
This farm was bought in 1981 by my parents, who were first-generation farmers. They got into dairy farming. We're one of the first 7-8 farms that were part of Organic Valley's milk pool. That kind of has just taken off, as everybody knows. Up to the right here, we got cucumbers and zucchini, a few potatoes.
This, I know, is lacinato kale, and I love it. We feed it to our kids. We probably, I don't know, we eat a salad or two a week with this stuff. You didn't mean to get into the sunflower business when you and your brother just planted about 1 acre of potatoes to see if you kind of thought farming would be a thing, right?
Yeah, sunflowers is something that's kind of come over the time, you know. When we really decided to do this full time as a career, we really tried everything under the sun growing, and sunflowers is one thing that worked.
So pineapples were a failure, but sunflowers took?
Well, the 3 years just kills you with the winters, you know.
Does Vincent van Gogh know you've got this going? It's just exquisite.
Yep.
I want to wade into it and then do a nesty plunge into all that gorgeous.
Give her a try.
It's not like there's institutional knowledge in farming in doing sunflowers.
Well, more of it came about with getting a partnership going with another place that would press and bottle the oil for us, because we weren't set up to do that. And that's a whole nother business and game itself. So I found this place, and I kind of had this idea about oils and what we could do in the Midwest. And so, you know, I was thinking, you know, well, there's soybeans, there's sunflowers and different things. And started thinking about vegetable oil, and the base of most just junky vegetable oil is this sunflowers, you know. So I was like, well, maybe we can do something with sunflowers, and all this vegetable oil is super refined and really yucky, you know. And so we're like, well, let's try sunflowers, and we tried a few acres, and most of them got flooded out that first year in '07. And what you can see here is as the pollen falls off, as these kind of mature a little more, these will dry down for another 6 to 8 weeks. These are the actual seeds. They're the same as a black oil seed like you'd see in bird seed or anything else. We just come through here with a regular combine, and that shells the heads off, and you get a combine bin full of sunflower seeds. We dry them down in our grain bins. We have a big seed cleaner that we clean them all with, and then we ship them up to the place that processes it for us, and they press and bottle it, and it comes back like that.
It's a lot of work, dude.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, that's for sure.
I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
Across 70 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know who's saying it's really not that much work is these bees.
Oh, they're loving it. This
Yeah.
is their bread and butter, so to speak.
But they're thinking, you want to know about hard work, buddy.
It's really, you know, we've only been doing this since 2007, the sunflower, so it's still something we're figuring out. On a 4-year rotation, we haven't even come to 2 full rotations on the land here, so we're really figuring out what works the best and trying to make it more of a cash cow. So.
I love the time paradigm that farmers have, and I wish every American had it. Instead of checking their phone every 20 seconds, it's like you're talking about an 8-year window, and you're saying, we're really just getting going.
Yep.
Like this is kind of, we're just starting.
It's a whole new project and concept for Wisconsin, growing sunflowers in a rotation organically to make them sustainable and profitable. And no, not a lot of other farms have done it, and we're really trying to figure out how to do it. So.
You're like a mix of the weirdest stuff. How do you even manage a farm dog? You can't see higher than most of the vegetables they're growing, dude. Kiss? No, not so much. You know what I'm digging is everything, every vegetable, every root vegetable, every sunflower, we walk past some rosemary, everything is pesticide free.
Yep, that's correct.
350 acres. That is rock and roll in the driftless region of Wisconsin.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. We're here at the Viroqua Co-op, which has been a cornerstone for the Driftless region for over 20 years. And I'm going to meet Chef Dani Lind of Rooted Spoon. She's picking up just the last couple ingredients for the dinner she's going to have tonight. Dani, Rooted Spoon.
Hey, Kyle.
How
Nice
are
to
you?
see you again.
Good to see you. So you were the buyer for all of this for a decade.
Yep.
But you're not an original Driftless lady, are you?
Nope, I moved here from Minnesota about 16 years ago.
We're happy to have you. We accept you now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I married Wisconsin
All right.
person, so
Yeah.
I'm like Wisconsinite by honor now.
Does this say pickles?
Paprika.
Paprika.
I only have smoked paprika. in the
Being
kitchen.
Hungarian,
Plain
I
paprika.
love that you are buying paprika.
I love paprika. This is my favorite though. The
Oh,
smoked
you're
Spanish.
killing me. The Spanish?
So, should I go with the Hungarian or
Well,
the
you
plain?
know what I'm gonna say. It's gonna be better with the Hungarian.
Is it hot?
Not necessarily. Look at, I love the way that you buy paprika. None of this little teaspoon penny any stuff.
We gotta feed.
This is-
We gotta feed 70 people today.
Right, exactly. You're gonna need some flavor, lady. What's it like to walk these aisles as this place has just grown from the tiny little, community sustained, well, it still is.
Yeah.
But it's, it's all grown up now.
It's cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, lots more room for lots more product.
There's some
It's
sort
awesome.
of electric, positive life force Bermuda Triangle thing with the Driftless region.
I know it's creepy sometimes.
I've seen so many people and they're like, you don't get it, but I'm never leaving.
It's vibrant things like this that are bringing young people who grew up in this community moving back to this community.
Right.
Tons of them.
That looks really good. I want to take those groceries home.
Well, this is food that's going to be served out of my kitchen tomorrow.
Dani, we landed at 1784.
Oh, that's right. I have to pay for it. We used to have a tab. Sometimes I think we still do.
So where to next?
To our kitchen.
To the kitchen to
We
cook.
got some work to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
You
me.
gonna help?
Oh, I'm all about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So these first Thursday dinners, they're all ethnic themed because that's what a small town lacks is ethnic food, I think. So this time we're doing Portuguese food, and I've never been to Portugal, but I really, really, really want to go. So we're taking some traditional Portuguese things, but using mostly local ingredients to sub in there. So I think you should only... Portugal has this tradition of petiscos, which are kind of like Spanish tapas. It's like little plates, small bites, it's like recreational bar food. Get a bunch of little plates of fun stuff to snack on while you're hanging out with friends and drinking. So that's what we're doing. But we're doing it family style, so it's big little plates. Since I don't want to run a restaurant, I'm not going to do plated food. I don't like doing plated food, especially when it's all the same menu, so it's all family style. People sit around a table and we just bring them food. They just sit there and everyone eats at once.
So the meal I'm about to have at the Rooted Spoon over my shoulder here is a perfect way to cap off this tour through the Driftless. This chunk of land that they call the Driftless, it's a state treasure. It keeps paying forward, and this meal, as a composite of all of that, with these people coming together, it's the perfect conclusion.
Hey Kyle, we need help getting the grill out of the van.
Make
Okay,
a little room for
pause.
Eleanor. 1, 2, and the eagle is off.
Yep. That was easy.
And the eagle has landed.
Yeah. So we bring this grill to all of our off-site catering jobs and cook stuff
Sure.
on site.
I can tell by the decorative edge.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna turn it around this way. We're gonna go right about there.
All right.
Are you qualified to do that? So we're gonna use that in a minute. We're gonna do some deep
I
frying.
just want to peek. Oh yeah,
It's
there's
got
a lot
lava
of love.
rocks and it's got cast iron.
Look at all of the barbecue love that has happened here.
They were just grilling zucchini. It's kind of overkill, but
It's
I loaned out my smaller grill to a friend's wedding, so
gonna have
this is what
essence
we
of
got.
andouille in it.
Okay, we got some zucchini.
So these are going to be rolled around something?
Yeah, we're gonna attempt to stuff them a little bit with that cheese mixture, that ricotta.
Oh,
and
yeah.
feta.
Right.
And herb. I should have got another set of flippers for you.
Tongs, you mean?
Yeah.
Technical term, tongs.
Flippers. I like calling them flippers. Okay, that's done. We're gonna light up the deep fryer now.
Woo!
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right.
Now we're in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking for 350, 360 in here.
And then we're gonna drop all those yummy
We're
fritters
gonna do
in.
batches of the fritters.
Mhm.
Yep. It's got that trout and Driftless Organics potatoes and onions and garlic and egg. That's it.
Simple.
It's the first time we ever made them.
Is this whole Portuguese dinner just one long experiment?
Always.
Challenging your boundaries.
Always is. I'm going for it.
All right, here we go. Wow, the smell of trout coming out of that oil is so acute and direct.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
Right?
It's gonna be so delicious. Okay, they look pretty ready, eh?
They look perfect. Dynamite.
Look at Liz, your trout fritters look beautiful.
What's next month if this is Portugal?
I have no idea.
Fiji.
The fun thing about those is
Go island cuisine.
Well, because usually I cater, so I do like what other people want. So a lot of times these dinners is what I want to cook.
Yeah, yeah.
So I usually decide it like a week ahead of time. I'm mainly doing Portuguese because I got some yummy Portuguese wine.
That's not a bad way to
Pretty
shape
much
a
why I
menu.
did it, sorry. You know, I've honestly never like worked in a professional kitchen. I've like always done my own thing. Yeah, I was a home cook, and then I ended up living in a giant house in college that had a commercial kitchen in it, and I did a little bit of catering out of it just for fun, because I would have all these giant parties in college when I was supposed to be studying, and instead I'd be putting on 10-course Ethiopian meals, and everyone had to sit on the floor and eat with their hands. Yeah. So my architecture degree just didn't really go anywhere. The cafe I ran in Minnesota, I mean, it was like 18 years ago or something, but we didn't have as much access to great ingredients. Like there was one organic farm within an hour and a half radius, you know? And it just wasn't as fun. Like this is fun. Like I don't really know why anyone would do this. I mean, that's just me speaking, but like for me, it's like so much about all the interconnectedness, and like when I'm cooking a dish, I'm thinking about like the Song family who grew these mushrooms, and like my friend Dan Bagke who raised this pork, and like all the vegetables from Driftless that like Liz helped plant, and you know, that my husband cultivated and helped harvest, and I don't know, it just makes it more interesting. And it just feels like you're part of something bigger than yourself, I think. And I think it makes it taste better too. But yeah, so the first course is gonna have some marinated olives. I'm gonna put some parsley and marjoram and garlic and lemon zest in there. And then there's gonna be a mushroom dish. We're gonna like saute up some of these mushrooms with some La Quercia prosciutto from Iowa. I made these kind of like a quick pickle out of a bunch of Driftless vegetables that has Driftless sunflower in it. Normally it's made with olive oil, but that one I did make with sunflower oil because it's all their vegetables.
You want a little nasturtium on each one of these, Chef?
Yeah, stick a little nasturtium like right there.
Oh, edible flower.
Everybody loves nasturtiums.
Come on, how beautiful is that?
Kyle, will you tell me if this needs anything?
It's nice. It tastes like really good Chinese food.
What can we put in there to make it more
Maybe
Portuguesey? It has lots of sherry in it, which is
I would
also
I would like keep it simple. Throw in some lemon.
yeah. That little bit of acid, good call.
Right? It's not my first
Kyle.
rodeo.
Thank you so much for helping us plate that first course. That's the most important part. Get them their food. Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure.
All right, now go sit down and eat.
I want the fritters. Warm those fritters.
They will be there
Okay.
in 2 courses.
I'm gonna take these with me so that I can be useful
You are awesome.
on the way to the dining room.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody. If we can do that with boom. Nice, folks. How are you? So I'm joining the Driftless Organics folks for dinner, and I think I got the end cap. Hello, people. Can I cozy in with you? Yeah. Right on. So how's the first course? How's the cocktails? Good. I already know how this tastes because we had it back in the kitchen. So here goes a lot of something.
Isn't it beautiful?
The pickling on the veggies. It's perfect. It's perfect. The secret of the shiitake is a little bit more lemon juice.
Okay, we're gonna get some toothpicks. So this is the grilled zucchini, and we're stuffing it with a mix of organic Valley ricotta cheese and Nordic Creamery Westby from Westby. Their sheep milk feta, a bunch of different fresh herbs, and orange zest.
All right. This is the ideal culmination. It's a dinner with friends. The ingredients are so fresh that you can practically taste the dirt that was just cleaned off of them. This is all you need.
My husband wooed me with sun gold tomatoes. I came for a tour, but mainly I came to see him. We had this really long, super shy courtship. I was really hungry because it turns out the lunch was after the tour. But we were in the sun gold field, so he was driving the tractor with the hay wagon on it, pulling the people. But he heard me say I was hungry. He jumped off and he ran and picked me a bunch of sun gold
Handful
tomatoes.
of tomatoes. And he won your heart.
I know. Pork shoulder that got cut up and marinated in chilies and white wine for 24 hours. And then it got seared, and then we pulled it out of the marinade and seared it, and then put the marinade back in and slow cooked it for like the last 3 hours. With bay leaves. I have a bay plant at home. It looks kind of ugly, but it tastes delicious. They seem happy. There's yeah.
It's a fun meal to have all the little dishes. Makes it fun.
Hi everybody! I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming. I sort of take for granted what we do with the whole farm to table thing in this community because it's just sort of what you do, but it's really special, and that's it. And thank you all for coming, or I wouldn't have anyone to cook for. Yeah.
So, you grew the vegetables.
Yep.
You cooked them. We both kind of ate them.
We all ate them.
I was
I'm
saying
gonna eat a bunch more of them.
it was a pretty successful dinner.
Yeah.
Very tasty. I liked it.
Let's do it again next month.
High five!
Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! So this is the locally famous Bathtub Springs. Been here forever. I know a lot of people who don't have running water who get all their drinking water here. So I'm getting water here for a really old traditional Portuguese bread recipe that I'm making today and tomorrow for this dinner we're doing. And the old traditional recipe calls for natural spring water, very important. So instead of using chlorinated Baroque water, I'm gonna use some beautiful natural spring water. Yeah, I don't know who put it in originally, but everybody says it's been here forever, so.
Wisconsin Foodie would like to thank the following underwriters for their support: Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board and the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, Illing Company, Outpost Natural Foods Co-op, Potawatomi Hotel and Casino, Society Insurance, the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, WMSE 91.7 FM, Frontier Radio,
Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, representing the dairy farm families of Wisconsin, who fostered a proud history with generations of family-owned dairy farms, working to sustain the state's economy through job growth and providing acclaimed cheeses and other dairy products.
Every product tells a story, and every story starts with a seed. Your story, your product, your company all started with an idea. Illing Company ensures you have the right packaging to help you proudly take your harvest to market. Illing Company is dedicated to packaging your vision.